Cal, a point against the league leaders in certainly dramatic fashion. What was your thoughts on the game?
You know what? Real mix of emotions. I think to have been 3-0 down in a game that you then come back to draw 3 each, I think you've got to be pleased. On the other hand, we've dropped points at home, and I thought the way in which we started the game isn't acceptable. I didn't think the first 45 minutes was as one-sided as the scoreline would suggest, but don't misunderstand and misinterpret that comment as suggesting we were anywhere near good enough. I thought we were punished for mistakes. I haven't seen us make as many unforced errors in possession. I thought we didn't deal with their threat because they're a very, very good football team. We knew they'd be really brave with a back three, wing backs would go really high, play a front two, and obviously Clunan, as good a player in the league, playing in that attacking midfield position. We've got one fit out and out midfield player, so we've had to be really creative. Harrison Burke does what he can do in centre midfield. Ewan Murray would prefer to be closer to their net. We had to be really creative what we did, and we set something up that then when stuff goes against you early doors is frustrating, and that's on me. That only rests with me. Doesn't matter whether we've been good, bad, ugly, whatever our performances have been like previous to this. When we are 3-0 down at home, we deserve every little bit of criticism, and that should land with me, and I won't ever hide from that stuff. What I will say, starting games like that isn't on, but everyone involved in a game of football, both teams, including the officials, should do everything that they need to do to make sure that football games kick off on time, that we don't have a scenario where teams are in the tunnel ready to go and are being sent back to the changing rooms at 5-3, because I have never seen anything like that in my life. And it must be difficult being a player to then go out and start a game having just had the most bizarre experience you've ever had on something that should have been done at 5-2.
In terms of the fight back itself, that goal within 120 seconds of the restart, Ewan Murray, it's pivotal in terms of kicking off that fight back, and the fans who stuck with you, got right behind the team and have helped them players earn the point. Yeah,
you know what? Said to you, I'm done with the internet. That wasn't a great place to be at 3:45. The crowd stuck with the team, and I would say the team stuck together and tried to get something out of the game. We've talked here around the one promise that I can make to anyone, to the lads in the changing room, to lads in the crowd, whoever it is, that we will be a football team that will do everything we can to succeed. It won't be a lack of effort, it won't be a lack of application. When stuff goes against us, it'll be heartbreaking, and trust me, I'm telling you now, I have felt that in the opening 7 games when things aren't going right. It's a lonely job. People say football management is a lonely job. When you feel the way I feel about the place that I'm employed by, it really is a lonely place, and that at half time is a challenging situation. What you've got is a group of players that are unbelievably genuine, have not hidden behind any excuses. That word incenses me at the suggestion that that's what we've been like. They will dig in for themselves, like you want players that are, and are so driven as individuals for each other. They've got a real bond, and they've developed such a bond with the football club and its supporters that in that situation at 3-0 down, they have a decision to make. And I thought their character, grit, resilience, and you know what? Quality. I thought that's what improved in the second half. I thought our quality in possession, we were presented with similar moments that we were in the first half. We made better decisions and executed things a little bit better. Ultimately then we get in and around the box more, we create chances and we score goals. And I thought our players deserve that that wasn't good fortune. That in the second half, in my opinion, was the best we've been over a 45-minute period. The frustration that lands with me is why haven't we started the game like that? But if you want to make more about how we've started a game in the first half as opposed to a second half, where by the way played the same amount of minutes in both halves, I think you'll see where you're at in terms of where you want us to be. So the crowd that stuck with the players, unbelievable, and we'll need that. But if you've got a team that can do that and demonstrate that quality and have that much desire to do well, we won't go far wrong. And I think in the context of injuries and where we've been at, it's a massive point. Look, I keep saying it and I apologise if it's repetitive. This is not an easy job. It was never going to be easy. We've got to keep moving forwards. To have dropped points at home, you will never see me coming out with a massive big smile. But you look at the challenges in terms of selecting a squad, the players that are missing, the best, and I mean the best 2 midfield players in this division that we wanted to work around and build around. You take them out of the team. You then have Louis Earle, who is so excited to bring to the football club. lose Joe Lynch and Adam Thomas to suspension. If you rip 5 players out of Manchester City, Liverpool, all the top sides at any level of football, you do that to their team, and you take Clunan, you take Amatoya, you take Ponticelli, you take them out of a team, teams look different. We do, but you know what doesn't look different? 100% effort, maximum commitment, and ultimately today we've got something, not what we wanted, but we've got something to show from it, where for the first time the supporters were able to see how committed these players were when they faced real adversity, and for that, very, very proud of them, but overwhelmingly pleased for them, and they deserve absolutely every congratulations that they'll get for that second half performance.
As you say, you got something against the league leaders, 2 unbeaten, a chance to build a little bit of momentum as we head to Spennymoor next Saturday.
So we have this is block 2. We've gone through block 1, 7 points from 6 games. We would have wanted more. I feel our performances warranted more. That's gone, that's done. This was the first game of block 2 where we've set ourselves a target, where we've made progress. We'll always want to win our home games, and you will always get a tinge of disappointment from me when we haven't done that. I'm equally frustrated we've not done that so far this season. We haven't quite established this place in terms of results. But that is real momentum. It's a really positive feeling in the dressing room. I'm delighted for the players that in such adversity, yes, here today, but in terms of some of the challenges that have been thrown at us, in terms of putting a team out there, I'm really pleased with what that looks like. So we'll keep moving forwards. Again, whether it's a good point will be defined by what we do moving forwards. And if a point edges us in somewhere where we want to be later in the season, it becomes an unbelievable point, a massive moment. In the same way, we've got to make sure that we start winning games here. But you know what? Winning needs to become the norm, and that hasn't been the case. Winning, that mentality of winning week in, week out, that's something that we've got to establish. First opportunity to do that will be next Saturday, and it's another one we'll look forward to.